You're at the store and you've fallen half a step behind the next guy. Nothing hurts. You're just slower. Here's what nobody tells you. That step isn't about your legs. What if that slowdown is your brain? Checking in. Stick around. There's a 10-second test worth more than any memory quiz. I'm Atlas Reed, and this is Still Standing After 60. Subscribe. You belong here. Point 1. Something gets checked in a doctor's office that has almost nothing to do with your memory, and it might predict your brain's future better than in any crossword puzzle you've ever finished. It's how fast you walk across a room. I used to think of brain health and balance training as two separate projects. Memory games in one column, wobble work in another. Then I started digging into what actually predicts cognitive decline in men our age, and gait speed kept showing up over and over in research that had nothing to do with puzzles or apps. There's research behind every part of this, so nobody has to take it on faith. One study followed over 19,000 adults and found that a slow walk alone was tied to a 63% higher risk of dementia. Not a memory test, just a walk. Think of your legs and your brain as two lines running through the same switchboard. Slow one down, and the signal on the other line gets weaker too, whether you've noticed it yet or not. So if the legs are wired straight into the brain, what happens when you check the other end of that wire? The hands. Point 2. There's a 2-second test. Almost no doctor runs outside of a research study, and it has less to do with muscle than you'd think. It's grip strength, the handshake test. In that same 19,000-person study, weak grip strength was tied to a 43% higher dementia risk. Think of it like checking the fuse box instead of opening every wall in the house. Grip strength is a fast, honest read on how well the nerve signals running your whole body are actually firing, hands included. So what happens when a man's walk slows down and his grip weakens at the same time? Not one or the other, but both. Point 3. That's where this stops being two separate warning lights and becomes one dashboard. Men with both a slowing gait and declining memory function together were found to carry a risk of dementia 7.6 to 10.8 times higher than men with just one of those changes alone. And here's the problem almost nobody's training program accounts for. Grip work lives in one drawer, walking lives on a separate treadmill, and nothing ever trains them as the single connected system the brain actually treats them as, which is exactly the combined gait and grip protocol that Still Standing After 60 walks through. It's linked in the description below. If you're watching this on a TV right now, scan the QR code on your screen and it'll take you straight there. Point 4. But there's a piece underneath all of this that most men never hear about. And it's the reason two men with the exact same walking speed can end up with completely different outcomes, both for falls and for their brain. Balance isn't run by one system. It's 3. Vestibular, visual, and proprioceptive, all reporting to the brain at once. And all 3 drift with age, usually quietly, usually unevenly. Balance doesn't fail all at once. It fails one system at a time, quietly. Which one is drifting first for you changes everything about what actually protects your brain here. And that's the part almost nobody explains clearly, because it takes more than a single statistic to walk through. So do this right now, wherever you're sitting or standing. If you can stand up, lift one foot completely off the floor, and time how long you hold it before you touch something or set it back down. Under 10 seconds is where fall risk research starts flashing yellow. And that number right there, in about 10 seconds flat, just told you something real about your brain and your balance at the same time. Point 5. Here's what all of this actually means once you put it together. Your walk was never just about your legs. Your grip was never just about your hands. Both of them are readouts from the same control system, the one running your memory, your coordination, your independence, all at once. A man who trains his balance isn't doing a workout that's separate from protecting his mind. He's doing the same thing from two directions, whether anyone ever explains that connection to him or not. That's not a man doing exercises. That's a man protecting the part of himself no scan can fully measure, while he still has full control over it. The walk you noticed at the start of this video was not only about your legs, it was your brain reporting in real time. And the good news is, unlike a memory test you either pass or fail, this is trainable starting today. That's exactly the gap Still Standing After 60 was built to close. Not two separate programs for balance and brain health, but one system trained the way your body actually uses it together. The single biggest thing it does is give you the combined gait and grip protocol we just walked through, laid out step by step, so you're not guessing which system needs the work. It's linked in the description below, or scan the QR code on your screen right now. Every year this connection goes untrained is a year. Those two lines on the switchboard keep drifting further apart, quietly, before either one ever throws up an obvious warning sign. That's not urgency for its own sake. It's just what the research shows happens with time. If this is the kind of training intelligence you want every week, subscribe. We put out videos weekly, and everyone is built for men serious about staying independent. I'm Atlas Reed. Keep doing the work.